awesome. Look at this.
Fine. Little swag.
Look at that. Look at that.
Use it for a canopy.
That's one of the two best things I have in this facility right now. That and this. This is awesome, by the way. This is my favorite thing. I'm going to do a story, by the way, Griffith. My 5 things I've really learned about being host of the show, and one of them is being around Butch and Butch Headrick's trophies.
Wow, that's a real thrill.
It's a thrilling thing. And then we get the cool thing, and then the other thing that I really like that I'm still waiting for is that Ryan Reed thing that I spent $51 on that I haven't had signed yet. I thought you were supposed to take care of that for me.
He'll be in town eventually. We'll get it signed.
We got a lot to go. There's so much going on at. So just so you guys know, next week. By the way, Blake Bowser will be here for 45 minutes. It's going to be good, though, because we're going to talk.
Yeah.
Les Mayhew will be here.
Les Mayhew's
That's
going to
be awesome. I can't wait for that either.
We could just
as much as I like
video.
As much as I like Butch,
Yeah.
Les is pretty fun to talk to, too.
We got Butch here.
I can see where I
And then we'll talk about the Hot Rod Reunion. But coming up this weekend, we have the ANRA event. And by the way, just to let you know, we've got the March meet, and people the entries are trickling in.
Update on entries: we are 1/3 full.
Wow,
so that's not trickling in.
If you want to get in the race, you might want to think about it. We are officially 1/3 full.
That's a notebook item for you, Mike.
That's
1/3 full.
Less than 1 week into entries.
The other thing too that I was going to say that I was thinking about all weekend as I was formulating this idea for this column I'm going to write. But that kind of like excitement about the March meet and that it's going to be here before we know it. I mean, that's something that's really profoundly changed in me, over the last, because now I'm like looking forward to that whole week.
Yeah, I'm with you. We're already making the posters. In fact, we order them today.
Yeah,
we'll have those next week to pass out at the reunion, and it just starts. I mean, it's Matt is already doing our media buy, and it's just. It's going. It's
going good.
We're rolling good. Full force.
Coming up this weekend is the ANRA Fuel and Gas Championships. We'll have more on that here in just a moment. The California Hot Rod Reunion, October 17th and 19th. Mm-hmm. That's going to be interesting. We're going to have a big funny car show, right?
Very big. Yeah. I mean, and pretty much all the top fuel cars.
Very big.
Very big. All the front motor top fuel cars probably in the country will be there as well. And
we'll see Bartone.
Oh yeah,
Bartone,
Tony's already called.
He'll be trying to rotate the earth. I imagine he's probably looking around 550s.
I think 550s will be pretty much commonplace with him.
And it'll be a fun weekend too, because you never know who will show up at these events either. And follow these guys on Facebook. He's such a great job.
Mike Dunn is the Grand Marshal too. Throw it in there. If you knew that. So Mike Dunn will be here.
Another note
kind of fun.
And Mike Dunn gave a shout out on the NHRA. Telecast the finals on Sunday. Said he's going to be in Famoso, and people need to get up there and watch it.
All right, Mopar Madness, Mopar event this weekend with all the Dodge and cars.
Yeah, we had a car show. In fact, there's Val Miller. Yeah. He won a car show award, and he also drag raced. And we had a great car show. We had an open test and tune. We had quite a few. We had different classes on the drag strip and also in the car show area.
And just look at some of the pictures. I suppose that Rob posted these photos on Facebook, so these are probably his that I just thieved off your Facebook page. But good looking stuff here, and it looked like it was a really well attended event.
Yeah, it was decent. We certainly could always use more cars at any race we do, but Mopar series is new to us, second year doing this, and we have already scheduled it for June of next year, and we're going to continue growing the show.
All right. Speaking of growing the show, this guy over here, Butch Headrick, he just is out of control. He's building an empire here, and he's got his ANRA schedule. And if you don't know what that means, it's the American Nostalgia Racing Association, and they've got 250 cars usually a weekend when they go out here racing. I'm probably lowballing that, I would think. But April 17th and 19th, 2015, that's the season opener, and the barbecue. You don't want to miss the barbecue. That's a big event. And then June 19th and 21st is the Spring Nationals, and then August 28th and 3rd through the 30th, Summer Nationals, and then October 16th and 18th, that'll be the Fuel and Gas Championships for 2015. Now, 2014, we're talking about this weekend. You guys have got it going on, and what do you expect for this weekend, Butch?
We're looking around close to 300 cars.
300 cars. See, I lowballed it completely, Mike Griffith.
Well, the weather's going to be good. Last race of the year, people want to get out and ride.
The weather will be either really spectacular or reasonably warm. So it's going to be great racing weather, right?
Right.
Is there an optimal weather, temperature for the track to perform at its best? What's your thought on that?
Well, yeah, high 70s, low 80s.
Low 80s,
pretty much.
Because
you can pretty much tack on about 15 degrees to the track surface. So if we're 75, 80 degrees, 82, 83, then that means the track's going to stay below 100, and it
Right.
just
And
that's perfect.
You'll
conditions.
probably get that this weekend, I would think.
You know, last race was a little warm. Not
Yeah.
hot, but a little warm.
was.
And we never had any problems whatsoever going down track.
Right.
The guys did a great job, and, I'm really happy with the way the turnout was. And we never had any complaining. And some of our guys are getting old, and they're not too sure, but we never really had a problem all weekend going down the track.
300 cars in a wide range. How many classes do you run again? It's incredible.
We have 16 classes.
16 classes, right. I was going to guess 14, but 16 classes. And that includes the junior dragsters too, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, and so, as far as there's going to be some championships decided here?
Yeah, with the exception of 3 classes, every one of them is open for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've got 3 classes that are pretty well tied up.
Okay.
But, there's 13 classes left that any one of the top 6 or 8 kids or people or racers can.
Of those classes, which is your most popular class?
We have hot rod and sportsman, and then again, like I say, the gas classes are all good. I got a bunch of A-gas cars coming. We got A-gas cars coming from Texas. And I've got a couple of Nostalgia Eliminator cars coming out of Tucson that are coming up. So
Now, the hot rod, just because everybody can bring a wide variety,
That's
dial in,
exactly
and you can
right.
have a big difference on how the cars perform,
it's a
right?
dial in, and you can go for from 20 seconds down, and so it's been a good deal for us.
It's a great startup class, just to kind of get your feet wet
Right.
and go from there.
It feels like this year particularly, that you guys have really done a good job of growing it too. Do you feel pretty good about where you're going?
Yeah, so far, like I said, I can remember when we had 65 cars and
Yeah.
many years ago, and now we're up to 250 to 300. And last year we had 309 at the finals.
Okay.
So that's why we're kind of shooting for 325.
Right.
And
And who would have thought, huh?
Yeah.
Butch and I sat down and had, lunch or dinner
Yeah.
at Zingo's, and we kind of put together that schedule, gosh, was it 4 years ago?
well,
Is this your fifth year
or
racing at the
sixth year.
track?
Well,
Yeah.
right after the track came back to life. Yeah.
Yeah.
We sat down there, a little plug for Zingo's. We sat there and had lunch or a piece of pie, something, and
Yeah.
we mapped out his schedule, and Butch promptly went to the internet and announced it, and boy, they went crazy.
Well, we just
Yeah.
started going from there on out, and like I say, we had 5 or 6 years. The first 5 or 6 years, we ran LACR, and it was bringing in what we could at a track that was, I'm not going to say marginal, but it was.
But obviously that's one.
It had seen better days.
But this is one of the reasons why I think you're so successful too. Is you guys run at Famoso, and people seem to really love coming up there, right?
Well, it's a local.